Hello everyone, and welcome back to Train Sim World 5 after almost 1.5 weeks of me not uploading, which is a rarity for me if I'm being honest. A ton has happened while I've been off the air, and I will tell you all about it once we get on the rails. I almost said get on the road, and then I realized it wouldn't be appropriate for a train video. So yeah, as you can see, my Dovetail Life profile has been reset and I'm back to level 1. I will tell you why that has happened in a few moments. So yeah, today we are focusing on the Linke Rheinstrecke route, the only retro German route by Dovetail Games, the other two being by Train Sim Germany. And as you can see, we now have a new timetable. So the original timetable with all this lot is now labeled as a 1997 timetable. And now there is a new 1984 timetable. Very Orwellian, if you ask me. Big Brother might be watching me as I speak. No, I'm just kidding. I should probably stop at the 1984 jokes. Anyway, so here we go. So this is the timetable that you get. So this timetable is part of the brand new BR194 and E94 gameplay pack by Train Sim Germany. But calling it a gameplay pack is honestly is not that productive, because it's not really a gameplay pack in the scope. It has a gigantic scope. So basically, in this pack, I'm going to have to bring up my notes here. Going to have to scroll down quite a bit. So, in this pack, you get a 1984 timetable for Linke Rheinstrecke, which requires Linke Rheinstrecke, obviously, the BR194 pack, Mittenwaldbahn, Niddetalbahn, and the BR218, which we will get back to in just a moment. And also in the pack, in terms of locomotives, you get the DRG, which I assume stands for Deutsche Rail Group, but please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I usually am. So basically, we get the BR194 in operational condition with a bunch of services. And we also get the E94 preserved version of the BR194, namely E94088. I can't show it to you because it's not available in timetable mode for me, because I do not have Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. The reason I don't have Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn is because A, there's no new rolling stock included with it, and B, it's got the wrong variant at the ICE3. But rest assured, I will be taking the E94 out for a spin on a different route in a future video. So yeah, the BR194, it's a modified, so it's based on the OBB 1020 model that TSG had on Mittenwaldbahn, but it's got a buttload of changes. I mean, it's basically an entirely new locomotive, which is why I said that calling this a gameplay pack was a bit incorrect. So, yeah, we've got the BR194 in the timetable. We've also got the Endwagen cab car in Deutsche Bahn Mint, and it looks as though it's actually got some guardable surfaces, interestingly enough. We've also got the BR365 off of Niddetalbahn. Glad to see it, because that only had playable surfaces previously for Niddetalbahn and Mittenwaldbahn. We also get the Deutsche Bundesbahn Blue and Cream, BR111, which gets a few services, mainly passenger runs, so mainly express, with some locals thrown in. We also have the BR110, which is included with the route, which is technically incorrect to have this locomotive here, because Deutsche Bundesbahn had not introduced Orient Red by this period. So, Then we also have the BR103, which is included with the route. The BR628, which gets a few services. And this is really the only route where you can really thrash the mint version of the 628 quite well. And then we also get a blue and cream Deutsche Bundesbahn version of the BR218. The BR218 was originally supplied in Deutsche Bahn Red and has services on Hamburg to Lübeck and the Main-Talbahn. But it now has been there's a new version which is backdated and supplied in this absolutely gorgeous blue and cream Deutsche Bundesbahn livery. And it gets a few services. Honestly, how many services is that? That's what? 9 services. So Trains of Germany, well done guys for supplying us with a version of a locomotive which only gets 9 timetable services. That is attention to detail. I assume, from what the developers have said, the BR218 was also active on the Mittenwaldbahn during the time period in which the Mittenwaldbahn route is set. So I assume this will be layering in on Mittenwaldbahn at some point, like through a future patch. But don't quote me on that. Also, and then yeah, in terms of rolling stock that we get with the pack, the BYG516 Umbauwagen coaches, which date from before the Second World War and were only withdrawn in the 2000s, which is quite a good run if you ask me. There's a selection of new and reliveried freight wagons. You get the GBS box van, which is new to GSW, the ES50 hopper wagon, which was originally introduced with Niedertalbahn, and then the FALNS wagons from Ruhrsignord, but which have been reliveried into Deutsche Bundesbahn livery. So, yeah. Let's hop into the BR194. I just need to check to see what service I'm running. And the service is 46438. 46438. Mindstickle blends. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, we are at Mainz in the brand new BR194, and isn't she an absolute beaut? Like, Trains of Germany have absolutely knocked it out of the park once again, as per usual. Oh my goodness, this thing looks good. There's so many changes that this thing basically counts as a whole brand new locomotive. And here the brand new GBS, I think? Yeah, GBS box vans, which are like a predecessor to the ubiquitous Habens. Here are the TADGS wagons that we had previously. Here are the FALNS wagons that are new for me. I never got Ruhrsignord. What was that? Is that a 628? Oh yeah, there's a 628 chugging away back there. You might also notice that I have turned off motion blur. I was planning to record this video with lossless scaling, however, that didn't work out. So, mouse switch to forward. So, those switches work. CIFA and Deduce on. So, yeah, this is literally the first time that I've tried driving this thing. Pantograph, raise. The pantographs bounce when they make contact with the wires. That is sick. A portion of the proceeds from this add-on are actually going to the museum that keeps these. There we go. So now we should have power, I hope. So yeah. Right, next and final stop, Koblenz Mosel siding 409. But, however, I need to get this thing started first, and I'm still trying to figure that out. Machine room lights, turn those on. I'm guessing those are my headlights, they are. Motor brake switch. Let's unlock the brakes. Yeah. And release the locomotive brakes. Oh, hello. There goes the 103 with the Rheingold coaches off Mittenwaldbahn. So we should have juice, I hope. Fingers crossed we do. There we go. Come on, buddy. Let's give her some welly. Come on. Yeah, yeah. And we're off. I figured my experience with the OPB 1020 would come in handy, and it did. But honestly, this thing is so different from the OPB 1020 that I think it honestly counts as this whole new locomotive. I was going to use lossless scaling to record this video for some slightly better frames, however, that didn't work out. Also, we have dynamic suspension. Did I mention that? Let's give it some more juice. Oh! Damn it, and juicy! For goodness sake. We were going so well. I'm used to Pisa B and Elza B, not in juicy. These BR194s actually predate the second, were actually built during World War II. At least some of them. I think a lot of them were built post-war as well. Come on, buddy. It looks as though we have a double pair of motors. So I imagine this thing has more because of the double pantographs. There's a 365 off to our left. Nice to see the 365 finally gets more to do, rather than just a couple of runs on Niedertalbahn and Mittenwaldbahn. This thing also sounds really different from the OPB 1020, I must say. Oh man, I've wanted a German Krokodil in this game ever since we got the OPB 1020, and I must say, now that there is one, I am not disappointed in any way, shape, or form. And we haven't even gotten onto the... No, that's not the right button. Where's the quick off switch? That's the quick off switch. We haven't even gotten to try out the... I'm trying to think of the name. The E94088 yet. Listen to the running sounds of the GBS wagons. Oh man, that sounds good. OBS is running totally fine. So yeah, I now should probably explain my unexpected absence for the past week and a half. After installing lossless scaling, my computer decided to throw reason to the winds and started freezing every time I did like a basic task. So I tore my hair out for the next week and a half trying to figure out what was wrong with the damn thing. So eventually I figured out that it was a software issue, and with the help of with someone's help, I managed to get the software issue fixed, and now my computer's working perfectly again. I still have quite a bit more stuff to reinstall, but TSW is working fine right now. Those double pantographs, man. I don't think there's some ES50s. I don't think there's any other train in this game which uses double pantographs. Apart from maybe the BR193 Vectron. Mind you, I don't think it uses double pantographs in normal operation though. There is a... There it is! There's the blue and cream BR628. Which I will be taking out in the next video, rest assured. Yeah. Already this timetable seems a lot busier than the default one that we got. There's a 365. It's crazy to think I've been around since the release of Linke Rheinstrecke. I can remember the day when Linke Rheinstrecke released quite well. I seriously liked it when it came out. And now, with a new timetable, a new rolling stock, I think that this qualifies as one of the better German routes in the game. Manual wiper. Does this thing have a wiper switch? It does have a wiper switch. Stop. There's another... Oh, it's a formation of 3 194s. Interesting. So we've got a... How do I turn this thing off? A mixed formation of... TADGS and GBS box fans today. It looks as though... And finally, I just realized, this is finally a route where a Krokodil can stretch its legs. There's a... Is that 111? That is a 111 with Silberlinge and Wagens. Nice. This is finally a route where where a Krokodil can stretch its legs in terms of speed. Because wait, is that a mixed formation of Rheingold and Wagen? No, it was just Rheingolds. I thought it was a mixed formation of Silberlinges and Rheingolds, which they're not, obviously. Now, this thing is a very neat piece of technology, and as I said, if you're going to buy this, please, for the developer's sake, please buy this at full price. So, I know, not too many adults where I can say that. Like, I'm begging people, just please buy this at full price. So, the museum that owns E94088 can keep up their awesome work of keeping these old electrics alive. Oh man, this is a dream come true, really. I've wanted to see the BR194 in TSW for ages. That dream was very nearly vindicated when the OPB 1020 came out as part of Bits of Veltbahn, but now finally having a German Krokodil in TSW, like, man, I have been waiting for this for so long. Like, and this Krokodil has the same issue which plagues other crocodiles. Should probably turn these on. Namely, it has one of the narrowest fields of view I have ever come across in a TSW train. Oh my goodness. Wonder if you could go inside those box fans. That'd be pretty neat. Oh, I should probably get onto the other TSW views, which... Oh, OBS is a horn, not a buzzer. Interesting. I meant CIFA. Did I just say OBS? I think I just said OBS. My goodness gracious. Come on, buddy. There we go. I think all my keybinds are working properly. Lovely jubbly. I do love me a good mixed formation. That's if I can get my phone to bring the news up. Linke Rheinstrecke is a very nice route. However, it was made before LiDAR, so like the distant scenery is not the best. But other than that, I do think that this is one of the best German routes in this game. Mind you, it hasn't got a leg to stand on it when it comes to something like Missenwaldbahn or Niddetalbahn in terms of quality. However, it's more than good enough for me. Like, I know some people would be a bit nitpicky with the scenery, but honestly, like, it's not too often you get retro German stuff in this game, and we honestly, I'm all for getting as much of it as we can. Like, especially like some like narrow gauge German steam would be awesome. Like, please Train Sim Germany, if you're watching this video, like, please give us some narrow gauge German steam if you don't mind. Right, so enough waffle. Actually, no, it's time for some more waffle. So yeah, last I checked it with you guys on the TSW news. We had just gotten the announcement that this pack was coming out on the 24th of June. There's another 111, absolutely flooring it with like 20 Rheingold coaches. Nice. So yeah, that was the last time I checked in with you guys, with you chaps. So since then we've got the news that Alan Thompson Simulations Manchester Airport commuter is coming on the 1st of July. I won't be getting it despite the discount for Steam players that own the Glossop line, like yours truly, because, well, I just don't trust Alan Thompson to... Uh-oh. Okay, I just had a bit of a freeze there. Frankly, if you didn't hear that, I just don't trust Alan Thompson to pull off what he said he would try and pull off. He said he would do a better job than Dovetail themselves. And plus, he has such a checkered reputation from the Train Sim Classic days that I do not think that he can pull anything decent off with Manchester Airport commuter. Anyway, enough Alan Thompson simulation reputation destroyed. According to Timetable, it was originally released quite a bit back for Steam and PS4 players. Now it is being put on PlayStation 5 and Epic Games, and it is I think one of the services got a minor patch. I do not think that Xbox will be getting it anytime soon, but it is on the roadmap, so any Xbox players out there, you will be getting the timetable at some point. We just don't know yet. It is a pretty huge timetable, and console players have been having problems with it, so yeah. Then we also got a post-release patch. We got core memory updates, so which is like the first half of a two-part update. So basically improving game stability. There's some members of the beta team reported anecdotal improvements to frame rates and smoothness. Some routes might also see some minor improvements in blurry textures, but the blurry textures are intended to be fixed in the next update. In the advanced settings, there are 3 new ones that will allow you to toggle if custom liveries, custom formations, or substitutions appear. Basically a bunch of core memory improvements. This is big because I've been playing this game since TSW3, and never have I come across a patch that actually fixes the memory and frame rate issues that we've been having, that have plagued this game for yonks. So fair play, developers, like fair play. So where are we coming through right now? We are coming through Ingelheim. So yeah, memory updates. There are also been updates to a ton of add-ons. ECML Diesel Rail Tour Pack by Athena Simulations, Con to Aachen, WCML South, Kinzig Top-On, Frankfurt S-Bahn. I think that was a 111. Yeah, it was. At least I think that was a 111. Volksliga Ludwigsbahn, Midland Main Line, Zwolle to Groningen, the one in Holland. Cargo lines, all 4 cargo lines. Thomas and Friends visit the West Somerset Railway, Antelope Valley Line, MBTA Commuter, NEC Boston to Providence, Horseshoe Curve, Cade Creek Bernina Line, Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, Bremen to Oldenburg, Kassel to Würzburg, Dresden to Riesa, the ScotRail Class 158, and the Mittenwaldbahn. So, it doesn't say what those changes are, but fair play, developers. That's pretty good. I think one of the patches that for the cargo line series, we actually got dynamic suspension on all the iterations of the Class 66 we could get with that, which is pretty nice, I must say. It's been a bit since I was in Cargo Line Volume 4, I must say. There's also an extensive list of changes for the Expert BR101 add-on. The addition of Virtual Conductor, which is in beta. I don't know what Virtual Conductor is or what he does, but my interest is piqued. A new Railbow livery for Pride Month, nice. GSMR improvements / updates, Ebola updates, audio fixes, updates and fixes in the cab, machine room and exterior, update to the multifunction displays, and updates specific to the Intercity, Sturwagen, and the coaches. A full list of patches is available in the forum patch notes, and believe me, they are extensive. And then there's also the blue and cream livery for the 218, which we've already talked about and already seen. Then there's also, and yeah, then the Rail Tour Pack release. So yeah, that's all the news that. Yeah, so we just passed Gau Algesheim. How's my frames doing? 30 FPS. I think it's. I'm suffering from FPS loss again. Oh, that's annoying. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Right. Let's apply some lift go to the brake. Alright, we've just come off the Gau Algesheim to Bad Kreuznach line. Yeah, I must say, this BR194, like, well done, Train Sim Germany. You have pulled off the impossible once again and bettered yourselves. And honestly, I'm a bit at a loss why they call this a gameplay pack, because, like, it's just so comprehensive. The updates are so. The list of updates is so big. There's 103, nice. That I'm surprised that they even dared to call this a gameplay pack, simply because that it's just, yeah, I'm at a loss for words, really. I know a lot of people are going to complain that they reused the model from the OBB 1020 and that kind of thing, but honestly, I couldn't care less. We've got German Krokodil, and the list of changes is from the OPP 1020 to this is so extensive that it honestly does not matter in the slightest. Dang it. 52 kilometers to Koblenz. How much of the route have we covered? Let's have a look. Holy moly. Not that much at all. This thing is slow. 90 kilometers an hour is not that respectable. Coming up on whatever this station's called, I can't remember the name. Bingen-Gauschein. This route honestly has held up pretty well since it was released well over 2 years ago. The only part where it hasn't really held up is the scenery department. Crazy how in TSW we had zero retro German stuff in the game for years, and then we got 2 retro German routes back to back, Linke, Rheinstrecke and Niedertalbahn. And then we got basically no retro German content in TSW4, and now we've gotten even more retro German stuff thanks to this pack and oh, what was it? Thanks, and Mittelwaldbahn. There is the Rhine River. "50 kilometers to run." Let's see. If you already know that to OBP 1020, apart from a couple of things like this pantograph valve and a couple of the controls being in the quotes wrong place, this thing is very easy to drive. Oh man, it feels so good to be back in Train Simulation. I was wondering if my computer would even be able to run TSW anymore after its massive failure, but hey, sometimes things turn out for the best, man. This being back in TSW with a brand new Krokodil and man, this is so cool. So where are we going through? This is Bingen-Rheinstadt, and then there's Bingen-Rhein Hauptbahnhof. And there's a service there, the Bingerbrücke to Mainz, which I assume is a local service. But I actually predicted the arrival of this gameplay pack because well, sort of, because back in the day, because like 6 months ago, I was driving into BR110 on this route, and I looked at the a service that was going by, and it said Dortmund to Innsbruck, and I was like, hang on, the Dortmund to Innsbruck, that's a service that can go on, that's a service that I can do on Mittelwaldbahn. Oh, there's the new passenger wagon off on the left there. Oh my goodness, FPS dropping as we go through this station. Holy. Oh my goodness. Ah, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, hang on, are we going to get Mittenwaldbahn services on this route? And I was proven correct. There's a 628 idling away over there. Oh, the 628 is such a great unit, that is. Best German DMU in the game by a long shot. My goodness, why is my FPS so low? Oh, that's new. Look at that. Mixed formation of mint and silverling and Endwagons. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, there's another 111. Lovely to have more gameplay with the BR111. BR111 is an absolute piece of absolute beauty in that blue and cream livery. Oh my goodness, the ultimate indignity. I'm getting overtaken by traffic. Oh, that just shows you how slow this old piece of machinery is, and I love it for that. You do get to appreciate the Rhine scenery more. The scenery's not that bad, it just isn't the best. I think, oh, one of the new things that was added, the Train Sim World 5 water effects. Pretty cool. Come on, buddy. I forgot to mention that I've actually... Oh, there's a barge. I forgot to mention that I actually did something quite interesting while out and about, and not doing YouTube. I actually went to the London Transport Museum, so saw the 1938 tube stock there. Saw all the old London Underground stock and the buses. It was pretty cool. I loved it. And I also that same day I spent some time wandering around the National Gallery as well. Pretty nice. Hopefully I'm not holding up anyone. I imagine I'm not. Oh my... The seafa on these old crocodiles always startles me, no matter if it's the horn or the buzzer. Passing through what is that? Trechtlingshausen. Trechtlingshausen. I think that's how you pronounce that. Any German speakers in the comments are going to absolutely do a face palm at that moment. Oh, easy. I must admit, having this power controller be the way that it is the speed is very controllable. You can like very easily control your speed, especially if you're on a flat gradient like this. It's on Mittenwaldbahn where things get very interesting. Remember that video where I tried to head down the Mittenwaldbahn with no brakes? That was ridiculous. That's some motion blur. Oh, I do like the motion blur in this game. It does look pretty decent. So let's. Oh yeah. Oh, let's reduce motion blur and let's get depth of field going. And let's take the shot. My first thumbnail in a week and a half. How have we still got 42 kilometers to Koblenz? What? That's crazy. Oh, and we're going through Koblenz Hauptbahnhof, and we're actually heading into the Mosul Yard. That is interesting. Look at all these trains at Koblenz as well. That's pretty cool. So many trains. Haven't had a juicy go off on me, which is always good. Oh my goodness, I'm still getting overtaken by traffic. Come on. Why am I at 20 frames per second? Ugh. Oh well. Most of you will not have watched that far in the video, so hey ho. It is what it is. That's why I wanted to do lossless scaling, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. Ugh. I must say, these old German houses are really nice. Is getting pretty aggressive, I must say. Hello, there's another train. It is a 111. My goodness, these express services are regular. And they're so long as well, like 20 coaches. It's nuts. Man, this is enjoyable. Oh, I forgot to put the window up. Oh, goodness. Coming up on Bacharach. Oh my goodness. I can't pronounce that without sounding drunk. I'm not kidding. Like, it just makes me... It just sounds like I'm strangling my vocal cords. Coming through. Come on, buddy. Stop speeding. My goodness. Oh, I was thinking that was a traffic jam. It's not. It's just cars parked. Parallel parked. Yeah, I've been basically staying at or below the speed limit the entire time. I don't get why my game runs so slowly sometimes, man. Excuse me. There is another 111 with more Rheingold coaches. Hard to believe that even 40 years after this timetable is set, the 111 is still in service with Deutsche Bahn. Just shows you how long-lived these trains are. There's another 365. I think on the ground. It always, yeah, now that I think about it, it doesn't really make sense that the 365 never It is never had a layer on the original Link Rheinstrecke timetable. Oh well. 30 kilometers to Koblenz. Tunnel. There's another E194. I do like the tunnel portals being like castle style. coming up on Saitgor.
limit coming up.
completed. Okay, I have completed most of it. I just have to go around this S-bend. Passing through Bad Salzig. There's a train coming. Dortmund to Milan. Nice. So this is what, 8 years before the Schengen zone came into being. So yeah, that train would have to do a border check. I had the locomotive brake on that whole time. Oh my goodness. Kilometers to go. And I'm guessing it adds like an extra 5 kilometers on for those 2 long S-bends to follow the river. There's another 218. So weird seeing the 218 in blue and cream, man. It looks so cool. The interior. Yeah, no digital instruments to be seen. Passing through Bopard Bahnhof. Service will be an AI train, presumably up that little branch line there. Depot there, there's another 103. Going to... oh. Mine's... no? Oh. Okay. Doesn't appear to have anything. Yeah, the locomotive brakes on this machine are powerful. Vineyard off to our left. That is beautiful, honestly. I forgot how good some of the scenery on this route can actually be. Heading round the first part of the S-bend. I've never ever been to that little yard beyond Koblenz. I'm not kidding. There's a 111 with Silberlinges. coming around the first of the S-bends at Spee, and then we've got, well, actually technically the second of the S-bends, with 13 kilometers to go. Train approaching. Looks like a freighter. It is the Koblenz to Mainz-Mombach. So I'm guessing that's a 194. And then there's no more trains coming past us until we reach Koblenz. I think this is the longest service you can do with the BR194 and TSW at the time of recording. Oh yeah, it's a 194 with the FALNS wagons. Eight kilometers to Koblenz. 1.3 kilometers to go. Coming up to Königsbach freight sidings, not too much farther to Koblenz. Oh my goodness, look at all that stock in the Koblenz area. I'm anticipating a massive frame rate drop. Okay, 40 kilometer an hour limit coming up. Yeah, I think I'm limited to 85 for now. I think that's how GC works. I gotta get the speed down. Coming into Koblenz. Oh my goodness, look at all the rolling stock here. Holy. I love how they have mixed rakes of Silberlinges and Endvog and Silberlinge Endwagens and Mint Endwagens. It really adds. That really adds, like. I do really want to try out the new passenger wagon, if I'm being honest. There is also something in the layer list for this route, which is the BR420. We might get the BR420 as AI on this route once that comes out, if ever. So I gotta go through here, round, over there. I don't think I've ever been through Koblenz to this yard before. I think because I like running, when I run on Rheinstrecke, I always run on passenger services, so. Ooh, 628. Oh! Come on. Override. Push the brakes, man, come on. I hate GC sometimes. Service coming in. Let's see, it's an AI. Yeah, it's an AI. Come on. Juicy is such a pain in the rear end. Meters to go. get there. Come on. $600 to go. $450 to run. Shut it down for the final time. $50 to go. I'm using just the loco brake. Nice. Why is this yard completely empty is what I want to know. There we go. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.